I'm here to review The Walking Dead Season 5, Episode 15, titled Try. Now, this episode revolves around idealism versus realism. Now, you have the Anna character who has the idealism. Now, you have Rick character who has the more realistic side on how things should be ran in the Alexandria safe zone. But both of these characters both have different ideologies on how things should go. So now they're bumping heads, but at the same time, it's creating animosity between Rick Group and Deanna. When Rick barges into Jesse's house, you will see a hidden gem containing to the concept of this episode. And when Rick goes into Jesse's house, he tells her, if you don't fight, you die. And his whole concept of this episode was to learn how to adapt to this world now and make changes so we can live. We got to learn how to fight back, or y'all have to learn how to fight back, because y'all are living in a idealism world where y'all think everything is peaceful, but that is not true. There's dangers outside of those walls, and I want these people to be ready just in case that danger comes knocking. And like I say, back to what I was saying, when he barges into Jesse's house, he was telling her about living and not allowing Pete to put his hands on her anymore, because if she continued to let him do that, eventually he would end up killing her. And he says live. He kept saying live through this entire episode. Now, notice the hidden gem. When he's talking to Jesse, in her living room, look behind Jesse, and I will put some pictures up. Look behind Jesse. You're going to see a statue that says live, L-I-V-E, behind her. That's the hidden gem, live. And you see a statue behind her, and that has a symbolic meaning to it, to what Rick was saying in this episode about living. When Carol decides to make a casserole dish to give to Deanna because of her loss, because she lost her son Aiden, she sends the casserole dish and leaves it at the front of the door. Now, I'm assuming that she probably sent Sam to go do it, to leave the casserole dish in front of Deanna's door. Now, you can tell there's animosity building up in Deanna, because once she sees the casserole on her steps, notice she only picks up the paper and she reads it, and she leaves the casserole on the steps outside. Now once she reads the letter, she ends up burning it. So that lets you know that there is some animosity in her towards Rick Group. And the music that Aiden had, the music CD that they was listening to, I guess they were doing a memorial for Aiden since his physical body wasn't there, and they were listening to one of his old burnt music CDs. He has very bad taste in music, and that song is very terrible, and I didn't like it. But we're going to skip that subject. And like I said, back to what I said about once she burns the letter, you see some animosity. And when she was interviewing Nick, notice Glenn tells Rick, because Glenn didn't want to get interviewed by Deanna. So Nick was the only person that took the interview. Now, remember what Deanna says. She says, I'm good with sensing the way that people are, or the way that people think. I know when it's a good person or when it's a bad person. But at this point, when she was listening to Nick's interview, she can tell that Nick was kind of lying, but at the same time, she's allowing that animosity that she has with Rick and his group to overlook her judgment on Nick. So anything that Nick is telling her right now is probably adding fuel to the fire of how she feels about Rick. And like I say, the animosity she has towards them is not allowing her to think right, or to sense if Nick is actually telling the truth or not, because like I say, she has drama with them. Now, also in this episode, Noah's death weighs heavily on Michonne and Sasha, for some of you who didn't notice. Because when you see Michonne picks up a t-shirt, because when she's in her room, you see her pick up a t-shirt out of a basket. Now, that t-shirt that she picks up is Noah's t-shirt, for some of you who didn't know that. Noah had on that same t-shirt after he had escaped from the hospital in the first half of season 5. when Beth had allowed him to escape. And you see Noah with that same t-shirt on when they go back to confront Dunn. And you see him with the jacket on, but you can't see the shirt that good. And I will put pictures up. You will see that picture of Noah wearing that same shirt. And you can see when Michonne picks up Noah's shirt, she feels guilt about what happened. And when she was talking to Rosita, I love the conversation that she had with Rosita. Rosita tells her, you seem to be screwed up. You seem to be screwed up because you found something. And then Michonne replies, Noah's dead. And I just feel like I was asleep in there. And you could tell she feel guilt when she tells Rosita Noah is dead. And I felt like I was just sleeping in that room. And then Rosita replies, you were trying to forget it so you could try. And notice the episode name for this episode is Try. So Rosita did kind of throw a reference to Michonne when she says, you try. And then after that, Michonne replies, I don't want to forget. And when she says, I don't want to forget, she means that I don't want to forget my survival instincts. I don't want to forget how to survive out here, outside of these walls. I don't want to lose my skills. That's how she put it, but she didn't say those type of words. She didn't put it in those words. And after that, Rosita tells her, so don't. But that doesn't mean you have to give up. You didn't bring your sword with you. That would, and she says you didn't bring your sword with you. That's not nothing. So when she says you didn't bring your sword with you, that's not nothing. She was saying that the fact that you came out here with your gun instead of bringing your sword is showing me that you are trying. Because remember what I just said, Rosita told her. She says, you're trying. You didn't bring your sword with you because you're trying. You're trying to learn how to adapt to this world or this new sanctuary that we are at. And you know, she didn't bring a sword, and Rosita called her out on it. She said that you're trying because you didn't bring your sword. And I love that scene. Next, let's talk about Sasha. Now, at this point, Sasha is on that road to becoming Morgan. And let me tell you what I mean by this. After Morgan lost his son to Wayne, he lost his sanity. He took the vengeance, the rage that he had from his son's death, and he decided to put that vengeance towards humans and walkers. Notice how in this episode, Sasha has taken that vengeance for Bob, Tyrese, Noah, and she has taken his vengeance and put it towards walkers, but except she didn't put it towards humans, but she don't want to be around them. That's the reason why she stayed in that guard tower all night, because she don't want to be around humans. Now, Morgan didn't want to be around humans because he knew he would kill them. Sasha don't want to be around humans, just point blank, period. Not because she don't think she's going to kill them, she just don't want to be around them. But she has taken all that vengeance, that rage, and put it towards zombies. Because if you notice in this episode, she was killing a whole bunch of zombies, apparently for no reason. She was venting. She was getting everything out by killing those zombies. And I love when she was talking to Michonne after they kill those zombies. She tells Michonne, you, she says you 2 times, and she says, you can't do anything. It worked for you. And when she tells Michonne it worked for you, she was letting her know that your plan on coming to Alexandria safe zone, it worked for you. Your plan worked out. And then also Sasha has guilt about Noah. And then she goes on to tell Michonne, she says, Noah, I told him he wouldn't make it. And she feel guilty about telling Noah that because he didn't make it. And now she's taking that vengeance and everything, and she's putting it out towards walkers. And at the same time, remember what Morgan says. Morgan says, after Rick meets him again, Morgan says, Rick, I have to clear. Clear means remove any threat that's a threat to me. Notice how she's killing zombies in the woods and clearing the path. Just completely clearing a clear path for her to walk. She's trying to eliminate threats like Morgan was doing when Morgan had that mindset clear. So, yeah, I definitely see Sasha. She's becoming a little Morgan right now, little Sasha Jones. So I hope she shakes back from that. Next, my most favorite probably scene in this episode is when Glenn confront Nicholas and tell him, look, from now on, you cannot leave from outside these walls. And then Nicholas say, are you threatening me? And then Glenn says, no, I'm not threatening you. I'm trying to save you. And I think what Glenn meant by that was, I'm trying to save you from me not killing you. That's what I'm trying to save you for. I'm not threatening you. I'm trying to save you from me. But Glenn put it in those words. And you can see how Nicholas goes to the woods, if I haven't said this already, and he gets the gun that Rick had hid in the blender. Now it's revealed that Nicholas was the one who found the gun. Now I think it's possible that he found the gun when he was out on a supply run, possibly, and he saw Rick hiding the gun, so he probably hid behind some trees or something, then waited for Rick to leave to take the gun. Now, Nicholas has Rick gun with the J on it. Now, I think he went and got that gun because remember what he told Glenn, are you threatening me? So maybe he went and got that gun just in case something goes down with Glenn, so now he has protection. Next, Daryl and Aaron find clues of the zombie with the W on their heads. Now, when the episode starts, you see Daryl kill a zombie with his arrow, with his crossbow, and you see a fire way beyond in the woods, and Daryl noticed this. Now, whoever was in those woods had lit a fire because you can see red, some type of burning going on in the woods. So they lit a fire because they were staying outside the woods, or they're living in the woods, and you saw how Daryl noticed that. And later on, you see decapitated body parts, amputated body parts, and you find a dead woman hung on the tree with her insides eaten out. Now, Aaron asks Daryl, is this fresh? Did this just happen? And Daryl says, yes. Now, let's just say that this group is the wolves. Remember, wolves eat, they slaughter stuff. Now, let's just say these humans think they do think themselves are wolves. These humans could possibly be cannibals because this woman's stomach was ripped completely open. Wasn't no flesh left. Only thing you saw was her insides hanging out. Now, when you talk about a zombie didn't do that because a zombie eats every part of your body. They don't just eat the stomach out. They're going to eat the flesh off your legs, the flesh off your hands, and all those parts were still intact. The only part that wasn't intact on that woman's body was her stomach. Her stomach was completely torn open and the insides was gone. And Daryl says that he tells Aaron that somebody ate her. It wasn't zombies, again, because if it was zombies, there probably wouldn't be nothing of her left because zombies going to eat every part of your body. Only the insides was gone. So this wolf group have to be cannibals. Or I'm assuming, or maybe they have this ideology that they are wolves, wild wolves, so they eat. They're going to eat whatever they have to eat to survive, just like a regular wolf would do if it comes down to that. Next, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but maybe I could be wrong. Maybe I could be looking off into this too hard. But when Carl was with Eden, the little girl, I can't pronounce her name, I forgot her name. You would see her with a knife in her hand, and you saw her marking on a tree log. But we didn't see what she marked. Is it possible that she marked a W on that tree, but the writers and the producers never showed her doing that? Maybe Carl will remember this in the next episode when he sees a W on the walker's head in the next episode. And then it goes back to a flashback of what he actually saw when she took that knife and she carved something on that log. Maybe it might come back into fruition. Who knows? And for the final part, let's talk about the Pete and Rick fight, man. Let's talk about this. This was crazy. The fight didn't have the hype that I expected the fight to have. It didn't live up to my expectations. I expected the fight to be more than what I thought it was going to be, and it didn't live up to my expectations. Now, for comic book readers, when Michonne had knocked Rick out, I was very surprised with the twist that they did that they changed around in the comic books. Because in the comic books, when Michonne comes to Rick after he have to fight with Pete, I think she takes the gun out of his hand and she says, "Rick, get on your shit." Now, it's different this time because in the TV show, she hits Rick in the head and knocks him completely out. And I'm assuming she hit Rick in the head with the handle of the gun that she had to knock him out. Because I don't know if Michonne got that type of punching power to hit Rick with her bare fist and knock him out like that. I'm just saying that was a hard ass lick. Let's talk about the fight with Pete and Rick. And like I say, it didn't live up to my expectations. I expected Rick to fight dirty. Rick is a dirty fighter. When Pete had his hands or his fingers damn near in Rick's mouth, I expected Rick to bite his fingers. Rick is a dirty fighter, and in the fact of him not, in the fact of them having him not do that, the fight wasn't good to me. Like I say, when you think about Rick fighting now, you expect a dirty fight. Don't never expect a fair fight with Rick, and you didn't. You got a fair fight in that scene, and not too much happened after that. And then another thing I want to touch on, when you look at Rick, you notice before he go barging into the house where Jesse was in, notice how he steps outside and he's looking at everybody. Everything everything just look different to him. Notice how he closes his eyes and he looks at everybody. He see how everybody is just peaceful, and he keeps seeing that red balloon. I think that red balloon means peace. And Rick and Rick cannot get past the fact that these people are acting like there's no danger outside of those walls. And he just looks at everybody. He sees a girl reading a book. He sees a kid running around with a collar with his dog attached to the collar, or a leash. And it's like Rick can't comprehend it. He's like, wow, these people act like there's no danger outside these walls. These people are just living happily and ever after, and they act like there's no threat. And he just can't get that. He can't wrap his mind around it. And he know that there's danger, anything could happen at any moment, but hey, he just can't get the concept of it. And when he was talking to Deanna, he made very good valid points. He tells Deanna that, yes, let's just say if we do exile Pete and put him up out of here, he could come back. And he could come back with more people. He didn't say it in that way. And he could get us killed in the long run just by us exiling him and allowing him to live. Now, we know Rick has done this plenty of times. Didn't kill Garrett. What Garrett did, came back. Didn't kill the governor. What the governor did, came back. Rick knows this, and that's why I agree with what Rick says. So this right here is my Walking Dead review. Not that long, not much happened in this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. You guys have a blessed day. Remember to like, share, and comment in the comment section down below on how you feel about this episode. And thank you all for your wonderful, great video comments. Thank y'all so much. I never told y'all that. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. And this might be my last season that I review The Walking Dead. So my last review, I'm going to take it out with a bang for y'all. So have a blessed day. Thank y'all so much for y'all support, and peace.